Thanks a lot, Bonnie. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. For our audience, today I'm very, very happy to introduce Professor Bonnie Buchanan to our audience. Bonnie leads the Department of Finance and Accounting at the Surrey Business School and is a professor of finance. She's also a member of the Center of Digital Economy at the University of Surrey. In 2018-19, Professor Buchanan served as the Fulbright Henkin Distinguished Chair of Business and Economics at the Henkin School of Economics in Finland. She has deep research expertise in fintech, AI in financial services, securitization, and CSR. Bonnie has been working closely with Digilytics over the last year, and she will have, I'm sure, very deep insights into how AI can further improve and add to our theme of greener planet, smarter humans.
Thank you, Aaron. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for taking the time to talk about this. This is a topic which is quite close to my heart. And given everything that we're seeing in terms of the impact on climate change.
Yeah, well, thanks, Aaron. Well, actually, I see artificial intelligence and this new digital technology that we've been talking about has been very important. Yes, absolutely, for helping to solve problems around climate change, but I also see it as very important for helping solve the two other big questions of our age, namely income inequality and food insecurity as well. So, I think it's absolutely crucial that AI become part of that discussion moving forward.
When we've looked at the use of AI in the mortgages sector, there are two sort of applications that stand out very, very strongly, and I'm very happy to report that we're making very good progress in reducing the carbon footprint of both borrowers, or brokers, and lenders. With the use of AI technology at Digilytics, we are able to completely cut out the use of paper. One lender told us that they are now saving about 100 trees every year, which they were consuming paper worth about 100 trees every year in the past.
That's absolutely phenomenal, Aaron. When you think about, you're mentioning that on a per mortgage basis, okay?
Yes.
And then you think about just here in the UK alone. I mean, look at the headlines in the papers the past couple of days about the UK mortgage industry. I mean, we've gone from a couple of extremes to others in, since from the first lockdown to today. Right now we're looking at one of the most buoyant mortgage markets in the UK in a couple of decades, even before the run up to the last financial crisis.
If you think about the loan origination process, it's not just, colleagues within lenders and brokers traveling to office. It is valuation specialists, it's surveyors, it's conveyancers. They're traveling to actually physically inspect the property and the underlying asset. A lot of that is now getting replaced because you have better AI models that can allow you to do valuation, structured surveys, your conversations remotely with the use of AI tools and techniques. I would imagine when the use of AI in the sector becomes mainstream, it's still, probably less than 5% of lenders actually use AI in their operations. But when this becomes mainstream, so anywhere between 30 and 50% adoption, you would find that the travel component when it comes to awarding mortgage loans is probably less than 50% of what it earlier was. And that's a massive carbon footprint impact. The ability to lower it is absolutely huge. So the two areas, the reduced use of paper and the reduced travel requirements, are the two largest sort of levers that we are finding AI is able to have, or AI is able to provide, which is significantly impacting or making the mortgage sector much greener.
And that nicely fits in too, Aaron, Dom, with, earlier on when I was talking about how fintech came about largely post 2008, and this question that had plagued the financial services industry for quite some time, bringing those transaction costs down. That's certainly true in the mortgage industry as well, particularly when you've got a lot of duplication involved. So, other benefits that can come out of this, of course, is you can increase the efficiency of the approval time. And one of the great consequences of that is you can get people into their homes much sooner. And then also, bring down the overall origination costs, okay, as well. Also, too, I'm just thinking about, we're talking about a very optimistic mortgage market right now in the UK, but think about when we were first talking last year, back in, and looking at April of last year, and it was quite the other extreme with the mortgage market. So I think where this comment is leading, Aaron, Dom, is, AI is also quite adaptable. What you're doing with at Digilytics is quite adaptable to different states of the economy as well.
If you look just outside the industry, you look just outside the mortgage industry and you see what's happening, you would have watched on the telly nowadays that the number of, let's say, car finance companies who are able to deliver you cars like a Kazoo or a Cinch or we buy the car, it's just exploded, not just here in the UK, but in other countries too. A lot of it is because of this use of being able to remote process these car finance loans. A lot of it because of the use of AI. I would imagine that, and that has brought transaction costs down. That has made access to cars much more easy across the entire country. If you extrapolate that to mortgages, you're going to have the same impact. You're going to have access to housing, to a much wider audience. They don't need to physically travel to a property to be able to see it and purchase it, which brings down transaction costs, and the ease to get credit, the access to credit to buy your house, and therefore move out of what's called housing poverty, is going to be so much better in the next, I would imagine, in the next 3 to 5 years. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I think what we're doing here, with the artificial intelligence and the mortgage markets, you think about it, a mortgage, a home is most likely the biggest investment most of us will have during our lifetimes. And, and then you think about, the United Kingdom has a really good position right now globally as being a fintech leader in the world. And it's, with the Khalifa report coming out a couple of months ago, it's very important that the nation retain that. And, we're also a leading country with AI development. And so I think this artificial intelligence application too, getting affordable housing, getting into your home much more quickly, helping to reduce housing poverty, income inequality, goes a long way to answering a lot of big societal questions. So I look forward to more discussions with you in the future, Aaron, Dom, on this topic of AI. There's a lot to do, isn't there?
It will be my pleasure and my absolute honor. Thanks a lot, Bonnie.
Okay, take good care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.